Can you see that? Well,
Most importantly, can you see in the top right corner, right by the logo there, little baby Nick?
right back. When did you do this photo shoot? 2014, maybe 2015?
Yeah, about that 7 years ago or so.
7 years ago. Yeah. So
Nick.
yeah, I've been coming
Actually,
to
you look
Power.
the same.
I look the same. I remember that haircut. I like that haircut. I might get that next time. Yeah, so I've been coming to Power Yoga since 2012 myself, and I was lucky enough to take this program, Seek the Truth, back in 2020. So I did the winter program, similar to the format that's coming up for 2023, and I definitely found a lot of truth in the program. And that brings us here into our mission here at Power Yoga Canada, and it's to empower communities into action. It's to empower anybody who comes through our program to first and foremost seek the truth within themselves, and then take that to their communities, to Power Yoga Canada communities. And I witnessed this firsthand. It's really been a great journey for me for 10 years now. I've been a part of the community. Wow. And
you started with the energy exchange program, right?
That's right. So I started energy exchange at Oakville. I did that for 5-6 years maybe, and then lucky enough, I was looking for a job, and Kinley and Pauline were looking for somebody as well, and I got a full-time gig. Just yeah, it was magical, and it has been for the last 2.5 years. I think we're coming up on 3 years. So
yeah, the energy exchange program is a volunteer program where we exchange unlimited yoga and discounts on workshops and things for our staff. And they do 1 shift a week, about a 4-hour shift. They can practice on their shift. So if that's something you're interested in too, I highly recommend that. To get involved in the community is a great way to also just feel more immersed and to be around like-minded people. And the one thing I just want to add to this slide is that our medium is yoga, but our mission is to empower communities into action. And we use yoga, we use community to help empower you into action in your life and what you're up to and what inspires you. All right, what's next?
right.
So what we want you to know. Yeah, you don't have to, if you have anything in your head, like, oh, I'm not ready to do teacher training because I'm not able to do wheel yet, or I feel like maybe I should know all the poses, or you don't need to have an advanced yoga. You don't need to be an advanced yogi to participate. You don't need to know everything about the poses. You don't need to be a certain age, shape, or experience level. Because the program is you will learn poses. You'll learn how to teach the poses, even if you can't do them. You'll learn how to adapt the sequence to all ages, shape, sizes, contraindications. Like if people come in, if you have someone with arthritis, or we go through all the different ways of making the practice adapt and work for everyone. So you don't have to have anything specific. The big thing we just say is like, have an open mind, be a yes, right? And really give up those lies that you have in your head that there's something that is in the way of you doing it. Just give that up and just come from like, I'm ready now. You being on this call means you're ready. And I really believe that it's in the timing of the universe that everything is working out as it's meant to be. And nothing is by coincidence, and when a group comes together, nothing is a coincidence. They always come together very serendipitously for a reason. And it's always in hindsight that I'm able to see, oh, that's why we all had to come together at that time. Oh, that's why that person had to wait and then do the program later, like or signed up the night before teacher training started and needed to be part of the group because the contribution of who they were in the group was so needed. So it's really interesting that you are ready now, and just to trust that. And you will leave with, we really pride ourselves in this program that we do so much practical teaching and practical learning, embodied learning, that you will leave confident to be able to teach this sequence. We do it more in 60 minutes than 90 minutes, but it is a 90-minute flow. Most of all of our classes at the studio are 60 minutes. We do meditate, and we do teach you some different types of meditation skills. And more importantly, I think is most important, is you discover your voice, your authentic voice, and your purpose. You seek the truth and much more. I mean, the biggest thing you'll leave with when we get to the testimonials, if you go onto YouTube, Nick's uploaded a whole bunch of testimonials. The thing that you hear almost every single person say is, I didn't think that I'd make friends, lifelong friends like I did. And I always say that my first day of teacher training, and like, look around the room, these people in this room are going to be your friends for life. It's that, that I think is one of the most magical conclusions of the practice, or things that you for sure will get, will be connection with people and that become family. Like the intimacy we have with each other is often new. Like we've never been this close to others, even people in our immediate family. You have that experience with the group of making lifelong friends.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Your group's like that. You got a tight group from your TT.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be practicing with a couple of them I haven't seen since teacher training. We planned on the first week of September, so it's just.
So Nick's program was the first one. It was right when COVID hit. So he was in the program when he was participating in it that had started in person, and then we had to go fully online. And that's when we transitioned to this, creating this hybrid. So Nick will tell you about, now all of our winter programs are this in-person and online option.
Exactly. Right. We love this because we can have people joining us from across the world. BC, we had somebody from Jordan joining us for an online program. The States. It's really cool to see. And so there's ultimately two options. You can do it in person and online. And so the Saturday and Sunday mornings start online, and then the afternoons to evenings on the weekends will be in person at the Power Yoga Canada Oakville location. And everyone's given 90 minutes to get to the location. And the Wednesday evenings from 6 to 9 p.m. are just fully online. Or if let's say you choose that option and you want to come in person, but there's like a weekend you can't come in person, you could do it online, or you may just want to do it fully online if you live too far from Oakville. That's totally fine. And we've had a lot of like really great response from people, whether they take it in person or fully online. What we do is we bring in a large TV into the studio for those in-person sessions. So anyone at home is zoomed right in to the program. They can see, I think there's like 2 or 3 different camera angles where you're at home and you can see everything going on, and you're fully engaged and immersed in the program as well. So
yeah, so you're able to share, we can hear you, you're hearing everything, and it's still very interactive for the people online.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so next slide, we have the dates coming up. So it starts on January 14th. So these are the 7 weekends. And as you can see, some of them, it's 2 weekends in between. There's a couple breaks, some it's like right after the other. So just keep note of that. And we are together every Wednesday evening, I believe, except for March break. So that March 15th, which is nice. It's a way to keep the group, the program together, that during those 3 hours, you're practice teaching, you're doing some transformative work, and you're practicing as well. So it's really great to have that. All right.
So there's a typical day. We start on Zoom in the morning for our discussion. So you can roll out of bed in your pajamas and hop online. And it's usually about a 3-hour session. And then we have that 1.5-hour break so that everyone who's coming in person can drive to Oakville, and then we all meet there. And then we spend the rest of the day together from 1:30 to 8 o'clock on Saturdays, and from 12:30 to 4:30 on Sundays. And then there's a 1/2-hour break on Saturdays before we go into the evening session. And what we do is a mixture of yoga, practical learning, like practice teaching, or labbing, where we're breaking down the poses. I do have a ton of amazing staff facilitators that come through and support the program. So we'll have different workshops, like we'll have a workshop on chakras. We'll have a specialty teacher come in and lead anatomy. Our physiotherapist comes in. We'll have someone come in and do yoga history and the Hindu gods. Well, so there's sometimes this schedule shifts a bit of what we're doing depending on the guests that are coming in, whether they're coming in on Zoom in the morning or coming in person with us during the day. So there's lots of really amazing facilitators that come through this program. You get lots of voices.
Yeah. So what's required in order to participate? Those mornings and the Wednesday evenings that we're online, we are using Zoom as we're using right now. You'll need access to Wi-Fi, internet, a microphone since you will be engaged and talking with the group. Of course, a yoga mat, block, and tap. Or you don't necessarily need a block. It is recommended, but yoga mat for sure. And then what we're going to provide you with is a teacher training manual that's very extensive. Kinley just spent all of COVID fine-tuning it, creating it. It's like over 300 plus pages of just amazing content. You basically write, like you write in it. There's spots to write and journal and record everything that goes on during the program. And on top of that, we provide online yoga classes to our 2 different platforms. So we have a Zoom platform that's live, and there's a schedule where you can flow with us 3 to 4 times a day. And then we also have Power Yoga at Home. So Power Yoga at Home is on demand, where you can just do a 15-minute class, a 60-minute class. And right now we're filming our in-person classes at studios. And so some of those are up there. We have some challenges. So it's pretty cool to be able to use the on-demand or the live Zoom, just whatever you need to. And it's good as a teacher to be able to hear the flow online. You can even pause it, take notes. So we've heard a lot of people doing that as well to just fine tune their own teaching and learning as well. So
yeah, it's a great thing. Like back in the day before we had online, one of the things we did in the teacher training was I'd have all the participants go